Joyce, the mother, gave me a phone call and she indicated that she needed a mental health advocate because they were at risk of losing their housing and they were in transitional housing. So transitional housing is longer term than like an emergency shelter, but not considered permanent housing. So when they were at risk of losing transitional housing, it was a big deal for them because they would return to homelessness. The case manager was saying that because of Jenny's poor behavior in the community, the family was being exited from the program. Property management would continuously bring up complaints about Jenny's behavior. Sometimes they were just regular teenager behavior that didn't really pose a safety threat to anybody else, but it was being sort of hyped up.
What violation of this rule will be grounds for trying to evict us, or violation of this rule have to evict or and that right there is like intimidation tactic to try to get us to move out as quickly as possible. And we feel the pressure. We don't want to live under that.
I told them when we brought all the paperwork they asked for, and I mentioned about her mental health. So they was not unaware of it. They knew about it.
Oh, it was very blatant discrimination. It was clear that this housing provider and its agents, like the case manager, were not really knowledgeable about anti-discrimination laws as it relates to people with disabilities. So I had to follow up and contacted like a regional director. And then that's when finally the letter was sent to their legal counsel. So they do have legal counsel, but they don't consult with them unless it reaches that level. So that's when we were finally able to get a good result. Henry has been able to get a HUD-VASH, which is a housing voucher specifically for veterans. So they have a housing voucher now. They're just looking to find an apartment that they can lease up. And Jenny is doing a lot better.
Well, Jenny can go outside by herself. She's going to Bible study now. She's doing things with the other kids. They're not on her like they were.
What is your guys' long-term plan? I know you're trying to get a car now, finding housing.
Our long-term is finding housing and getting a vehicle so we can do all that. Having our own place. I want to have our own place before Christmas.
We're going to concentrate on both our children and making their lives better and richer and stuff. So yeah. Hopefully they'll be our long-term plan. I don't like to think about the hopelessness of a situation just continuing to be and you can't get out, because we found a way somehow.
So it seems like the family is in a better position now, and they are still looking for housing, but they are not in the streets and they're not homeless.